What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another Mass Effect 3 multiplayer video. And in today's Mass Effect video, I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite maps in the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer game mode. I know everybody's got probably their favorites. These are the 5 that I like playing on the most. And just due to the fact they kind of fit my playstyle, and I just enjoy the size of the maps and also the way the movement works on them. So I'm going to kind of talk about these a little bit. The first map here is going to be Firebase Glacier. Now this is a fun map. It also has a hazard version that I don't particularly care for because it's got the giant flying cloud of death flying around that can kill you and take you by surprise. But I do like the regular base Firebase Glacier map because it's a pretty small map. It's very close quarters. It can be pretty chaotic and plays into the strengths of SMGs and shotguns and characters that have powerful melee abilities. And it's just kind of a fun map to run around. You can filter the enemies in through a lot of different ways. And there's a lot of good choke points here if you're on a good team where you can get a lot of quick kills and get a lot of spawn kills. But I really do like Firebase Glacier. Kind of a neat design, some neat aesthetics to it as well. And just a map that works well with a variety of different characters. So it's one of the reasons I like playing it. It's a pretty easy map to learn also. The next map we're going to take a look at is Firebase White. Now Firebase White is kind of a different map, and I like playing this map because it has a lot of different choke points. It's got some really nice strategic areas where you can kind of hunker down if you want to. It's got a nice exterior area with some high ground. It's also got this nice interior building where you can kind of make the enemies come to you. If you're not doing one of the objective waves, it's very easy to hide outside this building and get kills very slowly and retreat to another area, fall back and let the enemies come after you and get some more kills. This is one of the easier maps to solo for me because the way the map flows, you just have a lot of different directions you can retreat in, a lot of good points, vantage points where you can hide at and take enemies out from a distance before you have to move. But I like it because it promotes a variety of play styles, and that's something I always enjoy in these multiplayer games, is being able to play in different ways. And with this map, you can play up close if you want. You can stay in this building, like I said, and just make the enemies come to you, take them down with an SMG or a shotgun, or you can go outside and kind of do a little bit longer range gunplay, use assault rifles and sniper rifles and things. So it's just a fun map that's got a lot of variety to it, and that's one of the reasons I do enjoy playing on Firebase White. This next map we're going to look at is Firebase Hydra. Now, I like this map for a lot of the same reasons I like Firebase White, though overall this is a little bit of a longer range map. You do have some very long sight lines from the initial landing point and from the extraction point, and this is a great map for snipers, especially if you can get a team with 2 or 3 really good snipers on it. You can pretty much lock down this entire map, make the enemy spawn from the 2 areas on the far side of the map, and just snipe them as they come out. There's also a little bit of a close range area. If you want to go into the little building, you can stay there and kind of make enemies come to you. Again, that's a good place to hunker down if you have a pretty solid team. And you know, if you want to go for a little bit more short range gunplay, make them come at you, use your shotgun. But overall, this is a map that really does favor the longer range weapons, like the more accurate assault rifles, and especially, like I said, the sniper rifles. Now, there's not a lot of maps I feel in this multiplayer that are really sniper heavy. This is one of them, I feel, which if you're a really good sniper, you can really take advantage of it. There's a great spot to camp the ammo box right over here by the extraction point, where if you've got a really long range, high damage sniper like the Widow or the Manus, you can kind of crouch and cover there and just make enemies spawn from the 2 corners on the side and just completely take them down before they even get halfway across the map. So great sniper map. There's sometimes I like to just use the snipers extensively, and this is one of my favorite maps for doing that on. Now, this next map is Firebase Reactor. This is actually the hazard version of Firebase Reactor. This is a really fun map to play. It's also a good map to use if you're trying to solo. And it's one of those maps, it is a little bit more of a close quarters mid-range map. There's not a lot of hugely long sight lines, but you can get a few here and there if you take up the right position. But the coolest feature of this map is the reactor in the middle. And I've done a video on this in the past on how you can use that reactor to your advantage. But in the hazard mode, what will happen is every so often the reactor will charge up to full capacity. And what you can do is there's a little button by all of the doorways that you can hit, and it will basically lock the reactor down and release all of its energy. This can be good and bad because if you catch a whole bunch of enemies inside of it, it will kill most of them, except for bosses. It will only kill bosses, I think, if they're very, very low on health. But bosses, for the most part, can survive the reactor. I've also seen some of the Geth actually clip through the reactor doors and not die inside of it. But if your teammates happen to get caught in it when you hit the button, they can be killed. So it's very good to have communication on this map and let them know if you're going to hit that reactor, give them time to get out of it. But That could be a really great choke point, make all the enemies filter through the reactor and get some easy kills that way. You can get some kill streaks doing that as well. And it's really fun on the extraction wave to sit all the way up here on top in this little lab section and make all the enemies come flying up through that through the reactor, because you can use your missiles on them, you know, get them all in that choke point, use your missiles, or of course close the reactor when it's charged up and get a lot of easy kills and make it a lot easier. Also helps out for soloing. So really fun map to play, very strategic with the use of the reactor as the hazard in this map. And that's why this is one of my favorite maps, because it kind of adds in that different element of gameplay, you know, where you and your teammates can kind of use the environment to your advantage when you're fighting against the enemies, and that's on whatever difficulty level you're playing. So Firebase Reactor, definitely a fun map to play. Now we're going to close out my 5 favorite maps with Firebase Dagger. Now this is another map I like because it does promote that variety of gameplay. There's a couple of really nice spots you can hide on this map. The spot I'm in right now is a great sniper post, and this entire room, there's a long hallway that goes down it where you've got great viewpoints of most of the entire map. Again, another map where if you're on a good team with 1 or 2 really solid snipers, you can actually lock down most of the map and have a really easy time, let your other teammates run around and use their shotguns and assault rifles and whatever else and take the enemies out really quickly while you're distracting them with the sniper from up top. So another map, like I said before, I really do enjoy these maps that promote a variety of play styles, and this is definitely one of those maps where you can do a lot of different things. You can hide out and sniper, you know, using this long corridor, kind of protect yourself. You can see enemies coming from a long way. There's only 3 ways into this room, so you do have different choke points where you can definitely control the flow of the map and the enemies. So another great map. Anyways, guys, that's going to be my 5 favorite maps for Mass Effect 3. Let me know what your favorite maps are for the game, and let me know if you want to see any particular thing when I play the multiplayer, whether it's a build or character or anything else. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again next time.